Annyeonghaseyo everyone. Drama Cult is back with the next installment of the review of It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Before we get into the review part, if this is your first time on our channel, do check out the review of the previous episodes and other amazing Asian drama content. If you have not subscribed to us, please do subscribe. Go on, just click on the subscribe button on the bottom right corner of the video. This will encourage us to do better and to do more. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, where we conduct various interesting discussions and polls. Let's check out a small clip from episode 7. Moving on to the review part, and yeah, this is gonna be a spoiler review like always. So, chapter 7 called The Cheerful Dog. Starting off with my favorite quote from the episode. Your body is honest. When you are in physical pain, you cry. But the heart is a liar. It stays quiet even when it's hurting. Damn, that's so profound, and I loved this quote. In this episode, Mo Young and Kang Tae's relationship developed further. Kang Tae gets to understand Mo Young more, and they develop some sort of an unspoken language between them. They understand each other even when they are not verbal about it. I don't think we have seen Mo Young explain herself to anybody for her actions, but in this episode we get to see Mo Young clear the air with Kang Tae about the incident with the patient at the hospital. Mo Young is so relaxed when she is around Kang Tae. The way she just smiles and hums during the drive, that just made me smile. One of my favorite things about this episode was Jae-soo's relationship with Kang Tae. He's such a true friend who stuck by Kang Tae through his difficult times. Their backstory, although narrated in a comic way, showed how strong their friendship really is. It just warmed my heart. Everybody deserves a friend like Jae-soo. An interesting thing about this drama is the writers are really clever in crafting the events from the past. They reveal it in parts, which keeps us guessing always. The relationship with Kang Tae and his mother was shown in a new light in this episode. Contrary to what was shown to us earlier, Kang Tae's mom was not that inconsiderate after all. She knew she was not doing right by Kang Tae and she regretted it. It's just that she was incapable of making any changes about it. I can't help but applaud the way Kim Soo-young handled the scene where Kang Tae misses his mom. The pain that Kang Tae felt was conveyed perfectly. Although it was not revealed who Mo Young's mom actually was, there were clues which led me to doubt whether the mysterious lady at the hospital, Park Oh-ran, is somehow related to her. As it was indicated earlier, the mom just disappeared and was declared dead after 5 years of disappearance. Mo Young's mom certainly was unstable, as was revealed by her possessiveness with Mo Young. This reminded me of the novel Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. The mom in the book was so obsessed with her daughter that she purposefully made the daughter sick so that she can always take care of the daughter. Really creepy, right? Mo Young's mom sang My Darling Clementine as a lullaby to Mo Young every night. It gets intriguing when you look at the story behind this song. The singer is grieving the death of her daughter Clementine, and guess what? She died by drowning. Okay, now remember all those flashbacks of younger Mo Young standing by a lake and looking on? There might be a connection there. Mr. Rowe, the hospital director, will unveil it for us in the upcoming episodes. One thing is for sure, what happened with the family is certainly messed up. I wonder if Mo Young was misdiagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. She might be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder given the incidents with her mother. Okay, so why do I think so? Remember, younger Mo Young was so excited to meet younger Kang Tae when he came to her gate before she was threatened by her mother. Would a person with antisocial personality disorder act that way? Until now, Mo Young never got to deal with what actually happened to her. She was just covering it up all along, as was revealed by Mr. Lee. Talking about Mr. Lee, Juri and him, there's definitely gonna be something there. I hope Juri gets another angle to her story. The title of the episode, Cheerful Dog, is again the name of one of Mo Young's books, and the theme behind it is really deep yet again. The story of The Cheerful Dog was interpreted perfectly for different characters. The The idea of cutting the leash meant letting go of the past trauma and moving on. This is aptly portrayed when the patient at the hospital let go of her expensive coat, which was a reminder of her dead daughter. When Mo Young was able to get herself to cut her hair, which she was unable to do until then because her mother never let her do that as a child. When Kang Tae decides to just have a good time with Mo Young and begin to express himself rather than just suppressing everything under his role as the caregiver. Overall, this episode was one of self-discovery for both Mo Young and Kang Tae, and of them beginning to finally experience a good life. So now let's check out a clip from chapter 8, Beauty and the Beast. This episode was just a sweet and simple episode. I was either smiling or laughing really hard during the whole thing. I don't have much of an analysis for it, just observations. Mainly the sweet moments between Kang Tae and Mo Young and those jealous moments. I'm living for those. Oh, so darn cute. We were shown clear contrast between the characters of Sang Tae and Kang Tae. Sang Tae is quite honest and direct always, which is contrast to how Kang Tae really is. That hilarious catfight scene between Sang Tae and Mo Young over Mang Tae, which was in fact over Kang Tae, was just hilarious. I hope the possessiveness aspect of the relationship between the three of them don't override the beautiful story. We are assured that there is gonna be a love angle between Mr. Lee and Juri, at least Mr. Lee wants that, and that's gonna play a part in keeping Juri's character sane. Jae-soo and Mr. Lee as roommates, we are in for a ride with that one. They are both hilarious on their own. Together, it's gonna be so much fun. There was a cameo made by Choi Daniel, who is best known for his role in 2017's Jugglers. So guys, that's all for the review of episode 7 and 8. Please look forward to more reviews from our channel. Do subscribe to us. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Go on, just click on the button on the bottom right corner of the video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and leave your opinions in the comment section as well. That's it for now guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.